Okay, we're back, folks. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. I want to thank Beth Bennett, Tax Tips with Beth Bennett. You can always find that on the website. Carla's Corner. Now, Josh, this is a new segment. We ready? Okay, now you're going to have to do some things. Now, folks, this is how it is if you're new to the show. First of all, let's tell them how they can contact us, Josh. There's our phone number right there on the screen. That is a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week phone number that we keep with us. It's our news tip line and also our show phone. You could be texting me right now, and if at any time you want to text me and be on the show, just send me that. There's the email and all the social media ways you can follow the show. Now, that being said, Josh, if you're new to the show, sometimes I give Josh some things to do on the fly, right? On the fly. So as you're listening out there, Josh, write this down. Josh says, it's that kind of day, huh? I want this on the bottom of the screen. Call Georgia House Representative District 35 or call District 35 Georgia House Rep Ed Setzler, S-E-T-Z-L-E-R, okay, Republican, Ed Setzler, District 35. Call him, and here's the phone number, 404-656-7857. 404-656-7857. And tell him, I want this at the bottom of the screen, so take your time, tell me if there's anything, and tell him you support House Bill 481. You support House Bill 481, also known as the Heartbeat Bill. The Abortion Heartbeat Bill. Did you get all that? You can put it as a big thing at the bottom of the screen that stays there that they can see. It could cover up half my computer. I don't care. I'm about to talk about this, and as soon as you do whatever you want to do, I want it on there so people can see it, okay? All right, so go ahead and put his picture up, and I'll get to talking about it. Now, this happens to be, and I'm going to say this, and I'm not trying to mix the two situations, okay? Victims. Now, here's what I'm going to say. Take his picture down. He may not want to be associated with this. All right, I'll tell you when to go back. Victims. Okay? Now, I understand Eric Erickson. And I understand Debbie Dooley, a friend of mine, okay? And I understand many of you out there. And I understand Margaret Williamson. And I understand everybody, and the reason I name you is you're just pounding the social media wanting Ralston, the Speaker of the House, gone. I understand Mike Skupine, friend of mine, sure hope he is still. I understand Representative Matthew Gutler. I understand Representative David Clark, which put the resolution forward that said he wanted David Ralston, House Speaker of Georgia, to step down and resign. I went to his press conference. He talked about biblical things, okay, and doing the right thing. I understand all of that, okay. And I understand everything surrounding that is supposed to be about the victims. The victims, which I understand that no way whatsoever do we think here it's okay if a child molester walks free, if guilty. We still live in that country, if guilty. But there's no way a child molester should walk free. There's no way, okay, that someone that rapes a lady should walk free. It's just not. We here support the victims. But if you're going to do that, and if you're going to yell so loud on social media, my hope is you will you will equal the amount of yelling on social media for House Speaker David Ralston to leave based on the victims, and you're caring for the victims, and it's all about the victims. I hope you will jump on board. Now, I've told you multiple times I'm not an activist. But I think if you're new to the show, I'm pro-life. I have taken the state of Georgia to task, okay, for not having the heartbeat bill. I have talked, I have the tape to then candidate Brian Kemp multiple times about the heartbeat bill. I'm pretty sure if I go on tape, my governor now, Brian Kemp, promised to sign the heartbeat bill. And I'm going to tell you, when it comes to being an activist, that's when I become an activist. Because we have watched, we have to take a stand. It's not religion, I'm not going there. It's life. Go ahead and put it up. You can have it up there the whole time I'm talking now. It's life. Okay? Now, if we have heard the governor from Virginia, Ralph Northam, talk about delivering a baby. And you remember we talked about here from being on this side of the womb and this side of the womb. We watched Ralph Northam, okay, talk about keeping the baby comfortable. And go ahead and put his picture up, because this is on the bottom of the screen. We want you to call his office, and we want you to tell him you support HB 481, the abortion heartbeat bill. And the reason I put abortion is the heartbeat bill, you can read it, when a heartbeat is found. Now, their headlines this morning is basically saying that this bill will basically make abortion in Georgia against the law. Thank you, sir. I'm coming to the Capitol. If you give me a minute of your time, I want to shake your hand, okay? And I want to tell you in any way I can, sir, I will support this in any way, no matter who's in front of it. I will tell them get out of the way and vote for this and get it to the governor's desk. We have watched Ralph Northam in Virginia talk about the other side of the womb. I have to put it like that, the exit side, the birth, the live birth. And we keep the baby comfortable and then make the decision. We have watched the bill up in New York. We have watched the other bills. We just finished watching Bed and Sass on the Senate, where every single Democrat voted not to require a physician to give care to a live baby born from a botched abortion. We have watched all of this. Now, there's multiple states, and I don't want to go through them now, that have what's called the heartbeat bill. Okay? I think the new governor of Ohio just signed theirs, I think, the heartbeat bill. And I've taken Georgia to task for not having this bill in place. And now this representative, Ed Setzler, from the 35th District, a Republican, has introduced, and let me get it up here, House Bill 481. All right? 2 weeks ago, I just want to say this, 2 weeks ago, someone called me and said, just out of the clear blue sky, just called me and said, hey, do we have the heartbeat bill? I said, no, we do not. Okay, that's all I wanted to know. All right. And then last week, Someone called me from the Capitol under the Gold Dome and said they're getting ready to drop, that's what they call a bill, they're getting ready to drop the heartbeat bill. It's getting ready to come down. Now, the individual who told me this, I trust as a source, but I said, you know what, I'm not going to bring it up on the show, talk about it until it hits. It's actually something that has been filed, okay, and is something being considered. And it did Monday. That being said, and this is the article from the 26th, had a long week, wanted to focus on this. The 26th from the AJC, there's a lot of articles. Georgia Republican files heartbeat bill that would effectively ban abortion. An Ackworth Republican lawmaker has filed legislation that would effectively ban abortions in Georgia. Now remember, this is the AJC and it's their spin. State Representative Ed Setzler on Monday introduced House Bill 481, which would outlaw abortions once a doctor can detect a heartbeat in the womb. Okay? A similar bill is expected to be filed in the Senate this week. Now, the Senate bill is the one I was aware of last week. I was aware of the Senate bill this week, okay? This one I was not aware of. So that's why I was waiting. Okay, I was aware when I got a phone call from under the Gold Dome last week that the heartbeat bill was coming. I was waiting and expecting the Senate bill, not the House. So the good news to those of us out here that are looking at all the victims and the murder daily. So don't give me your conviction on doing the right thing for victims. Don't give me your conviction on why something should happen. I want to see your social media blow up with HB 41. Because this hit Monday, and I've been waiting. Nothing. Crickets. This hit Monday. Okay? Today's the 28th. This article came out on the 26th. I've been watching all your social media. Crickets. I don't see any of you, and I'll say this as nicely as I can, I don't see any of you on the upper holy echelon posting how much you support HB 481. No, I'm not seeing that. I'm kind of confused. So I don't want to make this a David Ross and Speaker of the House thing. I just want to say to you, Eric Erickson, went to school for theology or whatever. Eric Erickson, the super holy, higher echelon of people in the world that is just a little better than me. You out there on social media, I know you, okay? Where are you? Where are you on HB 481 and the Senate bill coming up? Let's do this, folks. Let's do this as a state. Introduced HB 4, which would outlaw abortions once a doctor can detect a heartbeat in the womb. You go in, doctor gives you the old pregnancy test. It's positive. Doctor rubs a little jelly on the belly and starts trying to hear a heartbeat. He doesn't get anything, but he's got a positive test. Hey, you can have your abortion, I guess, right? But if the doctor rubs the old jelly on the belly and starts wandering around there and hears a there's a heartbeat. A similar bill is expected to be filed in the Senate this week. Doctors say a heartbeat is typically detected when a fetus reaches 6 weeks gestation. That is the heartbeat bill across the country. I think I'm going to throw out there 11 other states, but there's several. Current Georgia law allows abortions up to 20 weeks. This would be 6. This would cut it down to 6 when they can hear a heartbeat. Cut it back 14 weeks, 20 weeks. Anti-abortion advocates praise the proposal, saying it could save thousands of innocent lives. Georgia Right to Life President Ricardo Davis said the bill is a hopeful step towards the ultimate goal of adopting a personhood amendment to the state constitution that would protect an innocent human life from fetalization through natural death. Okay, Stacey Fox, president of abortion rights group Planned Parenthood Southeast, said if the legislation passes Setzler's proposal, it would not stand up in court. All right, so all I'm saying is I have waited. I know many of you are saying, well, I thought you're not an activist. If you're new to the show, you will find out. If you've been watching for some time, I am very vocal on abortion. I have talked about Governor Northam in Virginia and his disgusting claim that the new Virginia bill that has not been adopted yet would allow for the birth and then recitation of the baby, not fetus, baby, okay? We now know that the Democrats, all Democrats in Congress with the exception of 3, and we know why they did not vote with the Democrats, all the Democrats do not agree with the bill put in place by Ben Sasse, okay, concerning a baby being born from a botched abortion would then require a physician to administer the same gestation, the same amount of medical care as any other baby born, period. I don't want to disgust you, but we know story after story on the internet, YouTube, and different investigations, selling body parts or the botched abortions. The babies are still alive and they cut them up and in the trash. Sorry to tell you that story, but it's true. Sir, I support you. I thank you for your courage, okay, to do this. And I have called your office and have already told your office how much I support HB 481 and thank you for it. I hope you out there, you know who you are. I hope all of you in Georgia will start calling his office and saying, thank you very much. We support 481. Now, I did not put it on the screen, okay? And I will tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's Friday. We're in Blue Ridge, but we'll stay on this story. But I'm going to ask you also to call the governor's office, call your representative, and call Speaker Ralston's office, okay? Just as important as the social media blast and the airwaves for removing Speaker Ralston, and you're putting out all the phone numbers and you're telling who to call, how about these victims here, if that's what it's all about, is the victims, whether it be of a crime, whether it be of rape, child molestation, or the murder of the unborn. So why don't you do this? Why don't you call Governor Brian Kemp's office and say, I support HB 41. I want to get my name on a list. Why don't you call Speaker David Ralston's office and say, I support HB 41. I want to get my name on the list. Why don't you call this man's office, Ed Setzler, and tell him, District Representative of 35th District, that you support HB 481, and call your representative and tell them you support HB 481. Go ahead and call your state senator, knowing a bill is coming today or is already here from the Senate side, that you support 481 and you look forward to supporting the Senate bill. But trust me, the heartbeat bill, thank you very much, sir. We have watched the disgusting other side of the Democrats. Be prepared for the attack. Do not believe this will hurt us in 2020. Do not. Because Americans are disgusted of what Planned Parenthood and pro-abortion groups, pro-abortion groups as the Democrat Party, have went and done. They've gone too far. I'm your host, BKP. I'm going to take a brief break and we'll come back and wrap up a couple things.